What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another deck profile. We're going to be covering a set that I feel like I'm the only person that is excited for this. Sakura Wars. I have played the game. As you can see, I do have a physical copy of the game. I have played the game and I do enjoy it a lot. Check out my second channel where I'm doing a let's play of the game. But anyways, Sakura Wars is the 6th game in the series, and it is kind of considered like a soft reboot. One thing that did draw me to the game was the character designs, because they're actually drawn by Tite Kubo. Yes, that one. This is the closest that we're probably going to get to Bleach or Burn the Wish in Weiss Schwarz. The first game in Sakura Wars was actually released in the Sega Saturn, and there are different games here and there running throughout different consoles. This set was released on the 15th, and the cards are honestly not that expensive. I spent about $40 on this deck. Granted, this is not a meta deck or anything, and I do not think that this set's gonna be getting an expansion set unless they get the anime into Weiss, because this is actually from the game. And with that, this is a Hatsuho centered build because she is my favorite character out of the series. We both like Taiko, and she is actually voiced by Maya Uchida, who did the voice for Rika. Yes, her. Big range. She also has a big personality. She's very outgoing. Anyways, let's get started with the level zeros. The first card we are going to look at is One Strike from the Soul, Hatsuho. She is a global 500, and Rets itself, give 500 to another character. Literally nothing special about this card, but this card is important because you need to get this in the fucking robot, but that is later at a level 2, so I do run 4 of these. Here is Feelings for a Friend. When it reverses an opponent in battle, you rest one of your red characters and you move it to the back row. 2k5 is decently sized, and it can get pretty large if you have, this card on the field. So I do run 4 of these. Alright, and now we're going to the cards that mill, because by tradition at this point, every waifu deck that I have does not have a fucking brainstorm. Does that mean I picked the worst girls? No, it's Bushiroad who is wrong. Here is Hungry Hatsuho. On play, you mill 2, and if you mill the climax, it gains 3k, and it's a level 0 bomb. I do run 4 of those, and because it is, Kamiyama does work with all the girls fairly well. Here is Sorty Kamiyama. On play, mill 3, and if you mill the climax, your opponent can't use encore effects or the pay 3 encore. And when you rest it, you give a character 1k5. We're going to need all the power that we could get in this deck because of our climax combos. So this is a good addition to the deck because it does give out power and it does mill. Now, I would really love to run the mill runner in this deck, but I'm gonna need more mills than just one because this is an 8 standby deck. At least that's my thought process. I would run the mill runner if I had at least one brainstormer, which I don't. So that's why it's not included in the deck. Alright, level 1s. For the smiles, split 1k backup. You give 1k to a character, then you give 1k somewhere else. I only run 2 of these. Here is Special Day Hatsuho. She is on attack. She gains 2k power if you have 2 or more other characters. And she is a character discard encore. Now, the reason I run 4 of these is because not a lot of Hatsuho cards, but because she is a pay 1, just in case if I do have like a climax in there, I can try to pay it off. Here is the most expensive card and our first climax combo, Imperial Theater Mark of Liveliness, Hatsuho. Her only effect is the climax combo, which is at the start of your encore step. If you have the climax Shinonome Shrine's Mikagure Hammer in play, which is this standby right here. Just put that up on the top. So if you have that in play, if you have 5 or less stock and there's no character in front of this card, or if it's in reverse, you can salvage a character. There are so many conditions, but you can ultimately call this card with the climax if your opponent has an open slot and you can still get the climax combo actually. You're going to have to work to get powered up if you're trying to get this to reverse another character, but ideally you're going to be calling this card when you trigger your level 1s or when your opponent has no cards in front of them. Go ahead, play the climax, get this going. You're probably only going to get the combo once because the whole 5 stock thing really does suck, and if you have more than 5 stock, there is no effect at all. Now, I would like to run the trial deck combo, but I couldn't find anybody selling the trial deck, so I was like, whatever. And actually, I have been liking the 8 standbys. I haven't run into an issue with it yet. This is not a level 1, but it is an early drop, and it is a standby target as well. Flower Division Captain Kamiyama. You do not need to fulfill the colored conditions for this card, so this card works in any of the decks. Which makes sense because, you know, he is the main character and, you know, the love interest of all the girls. He is a 4-character early drop, global 1k, and when you play a climax, you give 1k to a character. So you are going to need this card to fully help out the Hatsuho, the 1-0 combo, get some boosts so you could get rid of some cards. I run 3 because they somehow always end up in my waiting room, and I do need him in the waiting room so I could call him for free using either this standby or the other standby, or whenever I trigger a standby, and I somehow always have him in my hand too. And getting 4 characters on the field is not hard. You do run a lot of level 0s, and again, if I don't have him in my hand, if I have him in the waiting room, I could pull off her combo, get him in my hand, and get an early drop. Alternatively, I could just play the standby and get him from my waiting room straight on the field, giving him power, or giving her power in the process. Continuing with the level 2s and more standby targets, we have Stage Play Momotaro. She gains 1k for each other characters, and she does swing for 2 soul. With the full field and 1 Kamiyama, she can go up to 12k, and that is really, really strong. Here is one of my favorite cards and the mecha of the deck, Spiritual Fighter Mugen Hatsuho Machine. I do run 4 of these. It is an anti-early drop bomb, and on play from hand, you could pay 1, marker the 0-0 Hatsuho, the Global 500 one, from your waiting room, and if you do, you search your deck for a climax. That is right, you gotta search for a climax, and you're gonna be grabbing this climax over here, which is what you need for your level 3 combo, but we'll get to that soon. One thing that I do like is that the on-play effect and the anti-early drop bomb effect are 2 separate effects. Meaning that this card does not have to have a marker on it, so it could be a bomb, which is great for me because if I trigger a climax, I can just call this card and I won't get the search, but it is still gonna be a bomb on the field. So that is really nice. Now we're off to the level 3s. Kind of. Maiden that summons storms is a 2 or less climax early drop. On play, draw 2, ditch 2 blind stock, and during your turn, if all your characters have Kage Kidan, which every card does, this gains 2k. Pretty standard early drop, but the power is pretty high up for an early drop. Typically, they have either 9k or 9k 5 power, so having this go above that threshold is really nice. Oh, also it does pay for half of its stock. I probably should have mentioned that. And the last card of the deck, here we go. It's a Festival Oisa Hatsuho. It's on play, draw 2, ditch 1, and climax combo. If you have Random Taiko, it's a festival, which is this climax over here, and I am gonna put that right there. So if you have this card in your climax zone, and you have this card somewhere on the field, you can pay 2. This card gains 2k, and all of your characters gain the following ability. When this card reverses an opponent in battle, top check your deck. If it is a level 1 or higher character, add to hand and you burn 1. Yes, all of your characters gain this effect. I'm so glad that this deck has like a pretty decent finisher. You are going to have this Kamiyama on the field because, again, you have the 1-0 Climax Hatsuho. You have 8 standbys running around in your deck. And because the Climax does not give power or soul, you can peck your opponent to death with your other cards that you have on the field, going for some potential burn damage. This combo, pretty damn good. And with that, we are done here. Now, is this deck good? Honestly, no, not really. The more competent builds are blue-red, but again, dude, come on, casually, Weiss Schwarz is my name. I gotta make these waifu decks because I fucking love making waifu decks. I don't know, I just can't stop making waifu decks. But anyways, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Weiss Schwarz news and content. Drop a comment and let me know what other deck profiles you want to see on this channel. Again, thank you all, and I will see y'all in the next video. Alright, you made it this far, might as well tell you. So I am working on a darkness deck. I accidentally bought 8 of these, didn't mean to buy 8, but I'm debating whether or not I should wait for the English edition of Legend of Crimson, or if I should just get the Japanese versions, but this deck is pretty much done, so I am gonna have to play test it a bit, but it's pretty much good. I know, unsleeved, I'm a fucking animal. I ignore these ones. I am working on a Yuri deck, but ignore that one too. There we go. Again, working on a Yuri deck, but I am probably gonna switch this up and just make a Girls Dead Monster themed deck. But I don't know. I am liking the Yuri cards that we were shown not too long ago. And Futaba Rio. One thing with this deck is that I am missing the 2-1s. Nobody is selling those goddamn 2-1s, so I am proxying these 2-1s, and I'm just like pretending that they are. But literally, those are the only cards that I am missing in the Futaba Rio waifu deck. It is the 2-1s from the movie set. So when they come out in English, eventually, I know they're gonna come out in English. I am going to try to pick these up, but until then, we'll see. And somebody did comment that they wanted to see an Aqua waifu deck profile, and I do have a Goddess deck. I just need to modify a couple things here and there. I was like, that's not Aqua at all. So, and again, that's an Eris card. She shouldn't belong here. So there are enough cards to make a full Aqua deck. So I am going to be modifying this a bit. This was my Goddess Restand deck. There are cards missing. Again, some cards that I just can't get, like the 3-2 early drop Aqua. That thing's... God, it's like 20 bucks and nobody is selling them. But you made it this far. Just thought I will show you off what I am working on. And yeah, we'll see you later.